It may be just their first year in the conference, but SMU is absolutely an ACC title contender in 2024. The Mustangs come in at number 23 and are way too early top 25. And today we're here to break down their schedule, a very favorable schedule that could see Rhett Lashley's squad challenging for a conference title spot, and if things go really well, possibly a playoff spot this upcoming season. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. We're so glad you could join us today as we continue to go through our schedule previews in preparation for the upcoming college football season. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, especially our website, thegridironexpert.com. So much exclusive content over there, guys, to help you get through this offseason. Again, the season never ends here at our channel, and we want you to become a part of that. We want you to take advantage of that. We want you to become a part of our GE Nation. So go check it out, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos coming your way. So SMU, guys, Rhett Lashley, 18-9 in 2 years with the program. Great season last year, 11-3 with an American Athletic title. Only losses were to Oklahoma, TCU, and Boston College, who ironically, they will be playing this year. So SMU, Boston College in that Fenway Bowl was a bit of a preview of what was to come in the ACC. But an 11-win season, a conference title, and their last season in the American. You really couldn't ask for much more if you're SMU, especially considering the struggles this program had been going through for about the last 2 decades. You know, they've got a really good team coming up this upcoming season. You know, Preston Stone, injured at the end of the 2023 season, is back, should be fully healthy. You've got Jalen Knighton. You've got practically your entire offensive line returning. If the Mustangs can continue to improve on the defensive side of the ball, again, this is a team that could be in the thick of the ACC title hunt as we get into November. You take a look at their schedule. We said it was pretty favorable, and you'll see that it absolutely is. There's a very good chance SMU starts the season off 3-0 at Nevada, Houston Christian, BYU, an interesting cross-conference game there, ACC and Big 12. But I would expect SMU to be favored in all 3 of those games, especially with 2 of those being at home. Then they come into their bye week and take on TCU, another non-conference matchup. So SMU, you could argue it's a favorable schedule. You could also argue it's a difficult schedule, especially in the non-conference. They're playing 2 teams out of the Big 12. That's 2 Power 5 programs they've got in the non-conference slate. That's certainly not easy for any program in the country. Typically, it's just required that they play 1, but they're actually going to play 2. TCU, though, that rivalry going to continue there. It's been competitive in recent years. Last year, not as much, but TCU, again, going to be at home off a bye week for the Mustangs. Then, this is what I think is really interesting about SMU's schedule here. Their toughest stretch of the season comes between September 28th and October 26th, so about a month there. A 4-game stretch there because they've got the bye week in the middle. But the ACC basically said, welcome to the league, SMU. Your schedule consists of playing Florida State and Louisville in back-to-back weeks. The 2 teams that played in the ACC championship game, you get to play in back-to-back weeks. The reigning ACC champions, that will be your first conference game, your first ACC game ever. So SMU comes over to the conference. Their first ever ACC game is against the reigning champions, a team that went undefeated last year, but as we all know, missed out on the college football playoff. Now, it's interesting to see SMU getting to play both of them, right? They have to play the number 1, number 2 teams in the ACC in back-to-back weeks. Granted, Florida State and Louisville are going to look drastically different. Now, the Seminoles lost practically everybody from that team that went undefeated and won the ACC last year, and of course lost to Georgia in the Orange Bowl. They lose tons and tons of pieces, completely new look program. Louisville, same thing. They lose a lot of key pieces, but Jeff Brom really reloaded this Louisville team, especially on the offensive side of the ball, but on both sides of the ball did it through the transfer portal. So, I'm not counting SMU out on either of these games here. I think Florida State at home, especially if SMU is 4-0 entering that game, that's going to be one heck of a crowd at the end of September. An opportunity to kind of, make a statement saying, hey, I know we were in the American for so long. I know we haven't been that big of a power for so long, but yeah, we can hang with the big dogs. It's a great opportunity for Rhett Lashley and his program. Same on the road at Louisville. Then they come out of that bye week. They take on Stanford and Duke. So 3 straight road games when you really think about it. That's not favorable for anybody. They get to host Florida State on September 28th. They don't play in front of their home crowd again until November 2nd. Again, to me, that's absolutely ridiculous. I don't think there should ever be an instance in college football where a team goes over a month not playing in front of their home crowd. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. So, yes, the bye week's in there to break things up, but 3 straight road games for SMU, and that's why the stretch is so challenging. You're playing the reigning champs in that first game of the stretch, and then you have 3 straight road games against Louisville, Stanford, and Duke. None of those programs going to be a slouch or a pushover, not even Stanford, who struggled last year but should take a step forward in year 2 under Troy Taylor. So a very difficult 4-game stretch for the Mustangs, and that's going to define their season. If they are 4-0, even 3-1 after those first 4 games, coming out of the 4-game stretch with another 3-1 record would be absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. And I think they can hang with Florida State. I think they can beat Stanford. I think they can beat Duke. They might even be able to beat Louisville. The Louisville at home was a different animal than they were on the road last year. So that's something to kind of keep an eye out for. But SMU going 3-1 in that stretch would be really, really phenomenal. You look at the last month of the season, I guess it kind of makes up for things. They play 3 straight road games, but 3 of their final 4 games are at home in the month of November. Pittsburgh, Boston College, at Virginia, and then California. So Pittsburgh, Boston College, and California all at home. As we know, the Boston College game last year in the Fenway Bowl, the Eagles won 23-14, which was interesting. Obviously the Mustangs playing with a backup quarterback. The Mustangs defense not really playing well. It was a wet, rainy, sloppy game. And they just weren't able to get anything going in that game against Thomas Castellanos and this very dangerous Eagles offense that now is going to be led by their new coach in Bill O'Brien. So that's going to be a fun game to watch out for on November 16th, a rematch of that Fenway Bowl, and the Mustangs getting a bye week prior to that. So they're going to be well-rested for TCU, they're going to be well-rested for Stanford, and they're going to be well-rested for Boston College. 3 bye weeks because they are playing in week 0 on August 24th at Nevada. Something to keep your eye on there. But again, those last 3 games, or all 4 of those final games of the year are very winnable. Kind of like we said at the beginning of the schedule, would not surprise me to see SMU favored in all 4 of those games. Pittsburgh was atrocious last year. They're at home off a week of rest against Boston College. Virginia, not very good, although should be improving. And then California on Senior Day. A long way to go for the Golden Bears. And they're obviously just up and down consistently. You never know what you're going to get out of California, even though they did make a bowl game in 2023. So all in all, this is a very favorable record and a very favorable schedule for SMU. I could easily, seriously, see them winning 9 games on this schedule. We're going to predict them later on this summer, as we're going to do for every college football team. We'll be sharing our record predictions. All the more reason to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. But this is I really could see, if they stay healthy, if Preston Stone returns to form like we saw for the majority of last year, this is a team that can contend for an ACC title. And what I should mention is a wide-open ACC. Really no clear frontrunner this season. They, obviously, as you see, they avoid Clemson. They avoid North Carolina. They avoid a handful of other teams that can contend. They avoid Miami. They avoid Virginia Tech. Avoid some of the big dogs in their first year in the conference. The Mustangs will make some noise in their first year in the ACC, and do not be surprised to see them in the hunt for that title by season's end. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. SMU, big year coming up, first year in the conference. We have more schedule previews coming your way tomorrow, so do not miss out on that. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos. Check out everything down in the description below, including our website, thegridironexpert.com, home to tons of exclusive content to help you get through this off season. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.
Yeah.